Part 15, take 2. That's right. I got a blue screen of death when saving my first attempt, so I gotta do this all over again. Wonderful. So anyway, I was talking about the 2 reasons why it would be weird timing for a Generation 5. I've mentioned the hardware situation, and the second one would be that in the previous generations, we used to learn about the first few new Pokémon about 2 years before the games actually came out. Now, if this is Generation 5, we're like 8 months away from release, provided that the tradition of September, October releases continues. But, we're 8 months away and we still haven't seen a damn thing. Zero. Nada. Rien. But when it comes to new Pokémon, even if this isn't Generation 5, it's a guarantee that we are going to get something this year. And so everyone who was spreading rumors that Pokémon would end after Generation 4, well, eat your socks! I mean, come on, Pokémon makes so much money, why would they stop? Why would they chop down their money tree? Anyway, this is why the timing would be odd, but still there are a few things that really can make you believe that this is going to be Generation 5. I've heard a fun little theory concerning the anime. You know how it seems to take forever for Ash to get to Sunny Shore? I mean, it's starting to get to become the subject of ridicule. It's like Ash is only going to reach Sunny Shore in the year 3000! Yeah, it's a race against Duke Nukem Forever at this point. Okay, I'll stop. But the point is that they're stretching this for so long because they want the Sinnoh arc to finish late this summer so they can jump right into the next region when the game comes out. So that's a fun little theory that is nothing more than a theory for now, but it makes a lot of sense when you think about it, because in the last year, Ash has gotten exactly 1 badge. 1 frickin' badge. That is slow motion at its finest. Alright, so I'm done with this area of Route 116, so the next step is Route 104, because there's an item behind a cuttable tree there. But yeah, as I was about to say, they're pretty serious about this being a big deal. They promised not only new Pokemon, but new gameplay concepts as well. This could mean just about anything. This could even hint at a new type of spin-off. That would be an RPG, of course. But if it is implying that Generation 5 will have lots of new features, well then, I'm looking forward to it, because as much as I love Generation 4, well, it didn't have the same amount of new fun features as 2 or 3 did. There was the physical special split, and that was about it! So anyway, our last stop is Pelberg Woods, because Cut opens up a brand new area with a few items to grab. And yeah, the physical special split I know was a pretty cool, even fantastic, and overdue change, but there was still nothing else. So, new gameplay concepts, I for one am really looking forward to it, whatever it is, even if it's not Generation 5. But the way they're making it sound like it's a really big deal, if you check the reports, I'm not going to quote everything, but it sounds like a really big deal, so it might just be it this time. But I'll be honest, I don't want to commit myself. We've had so many bait and switches up to this point that, no, I'm not going to commit myself, because I'm going to be covered with ridicule myself if it turns out that I got my pennies in a bunch for nothing. And by the way, I got a tiny mushroom while I was talking. I wasn't about to interrupt myself every 5 seconds, so I kept it for now. And yeah, tiny mushrooms have no use in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, but in the Fire Red and Leaf Green, they're used for the move Relearner in Fuchsia. I think it was in Fuchsia at least. But in the other games, they require heart scales. Now, in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, the best way to obtain unlimited heart scales is by using Thief or Covet on love discs. Those quite often carry heart scales. You can also find a few with the item finder, but there are none that are actually visible. and in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, they're found in the underground. But moving on, and by the way, I was done with the rumor segment, so now onto a subject that I initially wanted to cover in the last video, but you know, everything that's happened today pushed this back a bit. I'm talking about that battle with May and her Torkoal. Anyway, it seems that, as I said, when you pick Mudkip, you fight a Wingull. When you pick Trico, you fight a Lotad. But when you pick Torchic, what you fight depends on the gender of your character for some reason. So guys are gonna face a Torkoal, and girls are getting a favor treatment. They're facing a Slugma, which is about as pathetic as a Lotad or a Wingull. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that this particular fight takes up 6 rows in the game code, 1 for each gender starter combination. So, what could have caused this? A typo in the game code? Well, I don't know, because I believe that in the game code, Pokemon are sorted by their national dex number, and these two are very different in terms of national dex numbers. Slugma is 218 and Torkoal is 324. So I went and looked up the Hoenn dex numbers, since I don't know regional dex numbers by heart, nor would I ever bother to, and the regional dexes are another subject that I want to cover eventually. Yeah, no wonder I'm not coming back to Mario 3 for a while. I mean, there's so much stuff I want to talk about, but anyway, what I was about to say is that I've looked up those two's Hoenn dex numbers, and Slugma is 103 and Torkoal is 105. So, yeah, this is doubtful that it would have been a typo, because a typo would have probably resulted in a Camerupt or a Magcargo, which are 102 and 104 respectively. And that's if they use the Hoenn dex for coding, and as I said, I think they use the national dex, so this is null and void. Now, I'm going to go take care of a few trainers on Route 106, but look at this! There is a heart scale right here. I was talking about how you could find a few hidden ones. Well, there you've got probably the most famous one in the game. Oh, and this guy is facing an existential crisis about bathrooms. You know, it's an annoying fact of life that you have to interrupt stuff to go to the bathroom. I don't like it either, but I guess it's better than, you know, having to keep all that waste inside of yourself. Okay, so while I'm still in the Dewford area, I want to mention something about the trendy phrase that I changed in the last video. When you change the trendy phrase, it changes the tiles where you can find Feebas on Route 119. Now the thing is that if I went now and tried to find a Feebas tile and I found one, if I told you to where the tile is and you change your phrase to adult anime and you go to that tile, it wouldn't work, because when you change the oh, got a Stardust there. Well, that's pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, if you change to adult anime and you go to the tile, it doesn't work. Because what it does is that it re-randomizes the tiles, but not according to the phrase that you just put in. It just re-randomizes them, well, at random. They got me there. So yeah, no easy Feebases for you, because I think Game Freak saw it coming, that, you know, someone would use one phrase, find a Feebas tile, then give it to everyone else on the internet. So that would have made it a little too easy to find a Feebas, I guess. So yeah, no easy Feebas for me, which annoys me because I plan on using a Milotic in this LP. Anyway, this trainer here is the last thing I'm gonna do in this video. In the next one, I am going to face the second gym and its leader, Brawly. They use fighting types, yeah! So my route should have a really, really easy time. I think I might not even need to resort to Combuskin for that one, which would be cool because Routes really needs all the experience it can get right now, and it's just over 2 levels away from evolving. And even though Kirlia still has lower stats than Abra, it's still a massive improvement over Routes, which should tell you just how much Routes sucks. So I'll be seeing you. Oh, shut up! Shut up! So yeah, see you next time in gym number 2.